Hi guys, this is Maggie Wright, the Director of Finance for St. Francis de Sales Parish and School. I wanted to go through how to do your FACS grant and aid. Um, it is accessible and most easily accessible through your student portal, your family portal login. Again, just to kind of recap, the reason that we're doing this is the first step of your enrollment is to do the FACS grant and aid. It is like a NELNet system, kind of like what you would do for a FAFSA with the government. We don't see any of your information, even though you get to it through your family portal. You're actually going to create a new username and password if you've never filed or done this before in order to submit for it. There is a $35,000, sorry, a $35 cost that we do not pass off to the families. A lot of people do. A lot of schools do, but we actually absorb that cost that FACS charges. What FACS will do is they'll take the information from this and they will grade your application. It becomes a one-stop shop for all of the grant and aid, with the exclusion, this does not count Ed Choice. Ed Choice is applied for on a separate portal, so you'll need to reach out to Mary and Kiefer and hit our Ed Choice link in order to apply for that. However, in order to get your any aid through us, you must apply through FACS grant and aid. It is a benefit for us as a school, and this is why we've asked everybody to do this as their first step, to have as many people as we can apply for it. The Emmaus Road Scholarship, SGO, I know that you probably may or may not have heard us talk about that. That is your Ohio tax dollars coming back to the school. We have collected certain amount of monies that come straight to our school, but then there is monies that was undesignated, and it's a good amount to the Diocese of Columbus. The more people that we have applying for the FACS grant and aid, the more money the Diocese of Columbus will give to our families that are applying. This puts you in, it is the one-stop shop with the exception of Ed Choice. It puts you in for the Emmaus Road Scholarship funds that are local here to St. Francis. It puts you in for the Emmaus Road Scholarship funds that are designated for as Catholic schools of the diocese. It puts you in for Educating for Eternity scholarships. That comes from draws that we make off of our endowment. It is a small amount, but at least it's something. It puts you in for the Claire's Gift Scholarship Fund that is started by Deacon Wright. Instead of taking stipends for what he does here at St. Francis de Sales, he takes no pay and he puts it in this fund in order to fund CYSC scholarships, and on top of that, some scholarships to the school. It also puts you in for the Livestream Scholarship, and it also enables us to give some information to the Knights if you are nominated for a Knight Scholarship. And along with that, anybody that is eligible for free and reduced lunch, that would have to come from the system. You must apply through this system first. What happens with the information that comes into this, you're going to upload your tax return from 2023 and your W-2s for 2024. There is a simplified this year, thank goodness, questionnaire there that you will need to fill out. And then submit your application. All those parts have to be there in order for you to be eligible, and it must be submitted by the 15th of March, please. Otherwise, you will not be considered for some of the funding that is in that. Your application will still go through for parish grant, for Educating for Eternity, for Claire's Gift, for free and reduced lunch, but it will not go through for any of the diocesan monies or the Emmaus Road Scholarship money. And I would hate for anybody to miss out on that. If you have any concerns about this, please do reach out to me. My email is mwright@stfrancis, FRANCIS, parish, PARISH.net. And I can answer any questions that you have or reach out to the enrollment team. Once this is submitted, your fax grant and aid, it is just like a Nelnet system, like you were applying for a student loans or, whatever funding that you might get if you were sending your kid to college. It's almost like a FAFSA system. We do not see your information. Please understand that. Nobody is going to be seeing this information. The only thing we see is a grade, and it gives us an idea of what you are eligible for, but we do not see your particular information. So with that in mind, do know that if you have some extenuating circumstances, an illness in the family, somebody with cancer, I don't know, maybe illness with the kids, or maybe you're fighting through heavy medical bills, or, just extenuating circumstances that make tuition a hardship and may qualify you for needing a little extra money. Please, please, please reach out to me or the enrollment team. They'll get you in contact with me and we'll see what we can help you with. But the first thing I'm going to ask you is, did you apply through this? Because you must have applied through this in order for me to release any funds to you. Next from that, I just want to show you how to get into it. Mine might look a little different, just a little bit, because I am an employee, plus I have a child that goes to the school at the same time. So I have lots of different logins for this. But as a family, you're going to go into your family portal. This is that portal that you go into to check your child's grades, to get their report card, to maybe add money to their lunch account, to see the school calendar dates, etc. So when you go there, you're going to hit the financial home here. It's on the left-hand side. Remember, your enrollment will not be released to you to enroll for school until this part is done. Once you've hit the financial side, you're going to come over here to the left side and you're going to, I'm sorry, it's the right side, I apologize. You're going to hit apply for grant and aid. Two scenarios here. You may or may not have applied before, because this is the first year that we are actually making it mandatory for everybody to apply before we release enrollment. You may or may not have applied for grant and aid before. If you have not, you will need to create an account. It's going to be a different username and password. You'll be asked every time. You'll go in through your SIS and then you'll click that link and you'll come to this page. You will be asked to sign in with that username and password. Can you use the same one that you created for your family portal? Yes. For your enrollment? Yes. In fact, for me to simplify it, I use the same one for everything because I can't remember that many usernames and passwords. But you have to understand that these systems, the fax grant name does not talk to the school, because the school and us as an administration, we can see whether or not you've applied. We can see what you're missing as far as documentation. We can't see your information. It doesn't talk to our systems, and for good reason. That information has to be kept secured and set over in an area where the grade is given, and then only the grade is shared with us as to what you qualify for. So any pertinent information you put in there, please understand, we don't see that. Do not look at your taxes. Do not look. Now, if you have problems once you get into the system uploading documents, Mary Ann is always very kind to help, but I do want to ask you to try to self-help yourself, because you have to understand, Mary Ann is only one person. If I am available, I will help upload documents with you. And any of the enrollment team could probably help if you find it a struggle. This is easier to do on a computer versus a phone, guys. I know that we all have phones, and phones, make things so much easier and accessible. But when we're using a system like this, we've had people have major problems trying to upload their documents onto it. So again, if you have never had an account before, you've got to create an account. If you can't remember whether or not you've had an account before, you can reach out to us and we can tell you whether or not you applied last year. That'll tell me whether or not you had an account. If you applied last year, you have an account. If you didn't apply last year, you don't have an account. So if you do have an account and you can't remember the username and password because, you're like I have done in the past where I had different ones for everything, that's just why I have the same one for everything. It'd be really easy for someone to steal my identity right now. But, and you've forgotten, you can always click the sign in link and it gives you the opportunity for you, to do your username and password. And I'm going to show you what it looks like once you click that. Mine always gives me the two-step factor verification. And so I have to put in my PIN. All right. So here's a point here. So if you see here on the left-hand side, you need to complete each and every one of these sections in order to finally, and I haven't completed mine, okay? Although I don't need to apply for St. Francis de Sales School. So I'm going to remove that school because my Agnes is my last one here and I'm only going to Newark Catholic. But here's what I do want you to know. Although you can include Newark Catholic on this application, if you have a child at Newark Catholic, you may get charged a $35 fee for that. And the reason for that is they pass that cost on to the families. We do not pass the $35 fee on to the families to do the grant and aid because we're honestly doing our best to make this, we've made it kind of mandatory for everybody. So we're not going to charge you for it at this point. And then you just need to fill in all of these things. Remember, again, once you submit this application at the end, and I'm just kind of take you through every section. Once you submit the application at the end of the application here, it is going to go to the FACTS grant and aid. They've got like little calculations or whatever it is they do that they give a grade. We will hear the awards for these probably April and May. They're going to come out a little later this year. And I apologize for that. Do understand that because we work with these systems and through the diocese and etc., that sometimes it causes us to have to wait for certain information. But I promise that we will get it to you as soon as possible. If there is anything not, again, as I told you, on this application that you think needs to be considered, maybe you have illness, maybe you have, those extenuating circumstances, great medical bills or whatever that is going on, please give me a call and I'll do what I can to help you with what we have. So again, this application is due by the 15th of March. If you have any questions on how to complete it or get stuck anywhere in the process, please do reach out to one of us on the enrollment team. And my door is always open, although I'm gone from the 1st through the 10th for a funeral in February. You guys take care and God bless. Hopefully I didn't miss anything.